Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website RubenRubioTX's on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Ruben Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros live stream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX's.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Rubén Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX's.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros live stream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible. Hi there, my name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a money maker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you.
Hello everyone, welcome to the RubenRubioTX live stream. I am here sitting with RubenRubioTX. I'm April Rich, and here's our main speaker, licensed agent for more than
30 years.
30 years. How's your day so far?
It has been a good day. I've been running from one side of the valley to the other. We are located in South Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Great state of Texas.
Oh, yes. Yes. And of course, part of my job is to make sure that my clients are happy, and anything they need, I am there to give them a hand. I would like to thank all of you that are listening in today, that you're listening to our broadcast, and whatever questions you may have, go ahead and type them in, and they will be reading them out as we go along. In this day, I went to visit a family, family Reyes and the family Mesa. Very nice family. They've been with me for many, many years, and whenever there's a question or a need, they know that all they need to do is pick up the phone or just send me an email or a text, and I'm there to help them out, as all my clients are aware of this fact that, I am their agent, and of course, you need something from me, I will be there. It has been my experience over the years that this has helped many a family. I try to do the best for my clients. I try to help them out in different situations. I usually sit down with them when we're purchasing a policy, and I tell them, okay, what is the reason you're buying this? Well, I need final expense. No, you know what? I have a mortgage, or I have a lot of outstanding debt. Or some of the other things is that, I have children, and I'm thinking about their welfare and how are we going to do something for them to go to college if I'm no longer here. Entonces, I help them out. We sit down, we make a plan, and I show them how to make the plan to what? To fulfill that desire. Many people say, and what's this called? Well, it's fulfilling a legacy. Most parents didn't go to college. They want their children to go to college. You want to provide for them. As we were talking earlier, before the show started, the cost of living keeps going up. So we need to combat this with what? The only thing that will provide an immediate estate, which is life insurance. And of course, the life insurance will cover future debts, future needs of the family. I was speaking to my friend Richard here, and I was explaining that yesterday I went to a funeral of one of my clients. She's been with me for many years, and of course, the family has, called me and asked me, what, Mr. Rubio, this happened. How do we handle this? And of course, I go out there and I give them a hand to the best of my ability, give them the best advice I can, and of course, reminding them that, everything costs money. Unfortunately, this world, we come into this world crying, and, we go crying too.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you would like to ask me, Richard?
Well, first, I just want to let everyone know that one of the main things we're going to be talking about throughout these live streams is life insurance and how to protect your family's future. Mm-hmm. As we all know, one thing's for sure, we're all going to die at some point, and especially here in America, it costs money to make sure that you're buried, your expenses are paid, debts are taken care of, and then the family as well as, they have to live on, and you want to make sure that they're protected. And tell us a little bit about life insurance. What exactly what is it that it provides when someone signs up?
When somebody signs up, we ask the following questions. What needs do you have? Generally, most people just think about, I just want to pay a funeral. Well, okay, but you're young or you're older. I ask various questions. Of course, the questions are all according to the underwriting guidelines, health questions. How's your health? What do you have you been? Do you smoke? Do you not smoke? All of this affects the price of the life insurance that you're purchasing. So many people tell me, so what are you telling me? Well, I'm telling you, what do you need? I offer different products that will help you. And of course, I will suit something according to what your needs are. like somebody that's already over 50, 65 years old and said, well, I just need a final expense. Well, let's see if you qualify for a standard policy instead of a final expense. Those are two different words that are almost the same thing, but it depends. If you're in good health, you don't need a final expense. What you need is just a standard life insurance policy. Many companies say, well, we're going to offer you a final expense. But why are they offering you that if you're in good health? That's why you need an agent to sit down with you and say, look, I'm not looking at my pocket. I'm looking at your pocket. What's best for the client is my motto. I'm going to offer you something that will benefit you and your family, because once you get a final expense, you fall under a different type of category. Oh, you know what? His health isn't that good. And we're not going to ask any health questions. Wait a minute. But you're not sick. Well, I have a little high blood pressure. That's not a problem. You can still go standard. I have a little bit of hypertension. That's not a problem. You can still go standard. Well, I had, cancer about 10 years ago. And how are you right now? No, I'm fine. I've been in remission. I've already passed all of that. So you don't qualify for a final expense. You qualify for a standard policy. And of course, asking the health questions and meeting the different criteria. I fill out an application. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, I find sometimes the company sends me back, hey, you know what? Your client isn't just standard health. They're in preferred health. So their rating goes higher. And of course, their premium goes lower. So that's a benefit for the client. So I tell them, okay, since you're in a preferred rating, do you want more coverage? Well, yeah, for the same price. Well, of course, I'll take that all day long. But there is always what is best for the client. I've been successful in the last 30 years. In my company, I'm one of the few that's a president clubber. Why? Because I do a good job to my client. And clients keep calling back. Hey, Mr. Rubio, my kid just had a kid. Guess what, Mr. Rubio? He's going to buy a house. What do we do? Hey, he's going to buy a house. Let me sit down with him and his spouse. And of course, we're going to look at a different type of plan, And I tell him, you know what? How much is the house worth? Well, it's worth about $200,000. Well, let's get him $250,000. If you're under age 30 and you're in good health, non-smoker, you're going to pay less than $30 a month for $250,000. If it's a woman, it's about $25, under 30 years old with no health question. Health questions, yes, but no exam, problems. No blood, no urine, nothing that's out of the ordinary. Yeah. Now, when you're a little older, of course, over age 30, there's, of course, the same health questions for anybody that you want what is called a mortgage cancellation when you're purchasing a home. Nowadays, I find people that, we don't confirm, pues mi casa vale $40,000. Most people don't buy $40,000, $50,000 houses anymore. Yeah. No, everybody wants, the nice homes, the nice brick and the nice yard and, pillars and the walkway, chandelier inside, and the nice long driveway to the garage in the back, And of course, some of you that have more money, you want a swimming pool. Of course, you and I will become great friends after that. Yep. But, I try to do the best because it has been my experience in the past that I have sold to families. You know what, Mr. Rubio, we need this policy to pay off this house if either one of us passes away. And of course, I've had clients in the great city of Juar, in the city of San Juan, Mission, McAllen, the Harlingen area that, an early death happens, and as I ask sometimes, people say, well, I don't need insurance. Really? Do you know when's your next accident? Well, no. Yeah. Nobody knows when their next accident. I had a client. He had a $150,000 policy for himself. In case if he died in an accident, it was going to pay another $50,000, He was coming home. The weather was, it was in the 40s and was drizzling a little bit, and he was driving his motorcycle. Well, you know how it is. Statistically, it tells you that most people die within 25 miles of their home. Wow. Most people don't die in a vacation or an airplane like some, the
some
news
people are afraid of.
Yeah, no, you die close to your home because, that's where your more confident. You don't pay that much attention. And of course, this guy was driving his motorcycle, and he turned and it was slippery. And this guy was going a little fast, more than he should have, and it slipped. And he just started rolling and he went straight into one of those electrical poles. Cracked the helmet that he had.
Wow.
And unfortunately, he passed away. But guess what? That life insurance was there to protect his family. We paid off his house because I offered on that policy. I said, look, this form, I have a separate form, a legal form saying, this is a form. In the event something happens to you, this will pay your house. It'll pay the mortgage off, and the rest of the money will go to your family. Sitting down with the wife, and we did the funeral and everything. It came out to $16,000. She still had money coming back. And now, both houses, you know how that is. The housewife has to work.
Yeah.
I find very few people now that the husband works and the woman doesn't work. The wife doesn't work. Or vice versa. The wife works and the man's at home.
Yeah.
Mr. Mom.
Mr. Nanny or
Mr. Mom, something
Mr.
like
Mom,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. And of course, this was a great benefit to the family. Now, many people say, Mr. Rubio, this isn't going to bring him back. Yeah, but if he didn't have anything, can you imagine what was going to be the dilemma for the lady?
Yeah.
¿Qué era el dilema que iba a tener la mujer? She doesn't have a spouse, and more than likely he was paying the house and she wasn't. Because one has to pay the house and the other one has to pay for everything. The car payment, the food, the dressing. Utilities, electricity, light, water, gas, plus the gas you pay for your car. All of these things are factors because both incomes have to come in.
Yeah.
Now, the benefit of life insurance is that the life insurance proceeds are not taxed. They're not going to be taxed. So when she received this money, she was able to pay off her home because I had already set it up for her. And then she had children. She had three or four. Can't remember exactly. There's a 6-month waiting period for the blackout period. That is a period when either spouse dies, the government starts sending him a check from the previous or from that spouse that passed away so that Social Security can take care of her kids. And there's 6 months. And how are you going to do it? How are you going to do it to live on anything?
Yeah.
How can you do that? It's very sad that most people don't think ahead. We have to always be thinking ahead because I am sorry, none of us are eternal. Yeah. And none of us in this world are going to stay the way we are. I mean, I'm still chubby, but it depends how I take care of myself. If I don't take care of myself, my health is going to diminish. I get up in the mornings at 6 a.m. and I go walk every day. It should help me. I take an hour to walk.
Yeah.
2 miles, 2.5 miles, 3 miles, and then I come home and go to the office and then get up for a little while before 8 o'clock and I start doing different things that, cleaning the yard, the usual practical things. And this is to keep me healthy because the majority of the time, either I'm sitting down in the office or I'm driving in my car to go see my clients.
Yeah.
And every day, my phone goes off the hook. It's either the office phone or my cell phone. Mr. Rubio, I changed my address. Mr. Rubio, I'm changing beneficiary. I got mad with that child. Okay. I can't control, the home life of people. And they ask me things. Why? Well, that's the way it is. I see somebody saying, hey, I hear popcorn. Well,
get your popcorn. Welcome to Livestream.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. But
before we continue, just want to welcome everyone here to the live stream here at RubenRubioTX. I'm 8-Bit Rich, talking with Ruben Rubio himself, who's been an insurance agent for more than 30 years. Just want to let you know you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram at RubenRubioTX. But make sure you visit our website, RubenRubioTX.com, where you can find all our social medias. If you have questions, you can submit them through Ask a Question on our website. And you can also schedule a phone appointment if you want to talk with Ruben about insuring your family and protecting their future.
That's what we're here for.
Yes, we're here to help you. And just, I guess, continuing conversation, one thing people don't realize is that just because you die doesn't mean the debts go away.
Oh,
Someone still has to pay for it. And one of the benefits of the life insurance is to make sure that your family's protected. Children, if they want to go to college, all these things can help out. And Ruben Rubio is the man to help you.
Yes, and we're here to help. And just remember, you live here in the great state of Texas. This is a common law state. So what does that mean? My debts are my wife's debts. Her debts are my debts. So somebody's going to be knocking at your door. We want money. And the majority of the time, I'm going to say something that's a little controversial and something that people might not enjoy. When somebody passes away, I'm the only one that comes with a check to the family. Here, this is what you had purchased. We are fulfilling our part of the deal that you purchased this to protect yourself and your family. I'm the only one that comes with a check. Everybody else that comes to you comes with an open hand like this. I need money. Money, money, money. And as I was mentioning, when I did this with this family, that the man passed away, and we paid for the funeral, we paid for the house to be paid off, I would also like to tell them, I would warn the family, how this is, people know that you got money. And what happens? Unfortunately, we all have those family members, the ones that, come and say, could you lend me some money? ¿Me prestas dinero? And you know what that really means, right? It doesn't mean that let me borrow. It means give me money.
Give me the money, right?
Let me have it, because they say, I'm going to have a quinceañera. Could you lend me $10,000? You can just say goodbye to the $10,000 because that's never coming back. Of course, I know how to handle these situations. And of course, like I told you, when you sit down with me, we formulate a plan. We see what the best plan for you to do. It's not something that you're going to say, oh, yes, this is the plan I'm going to follow. This is the best advice I can give you. And from there on, of course, it's your money now and you can utilize it. And as I was telling Richard of that situation, after the 6-month black period, they started receiving a monthly income for each child. And that helped.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, you're the spouse and you have $150,000 debt? And like you don't have your spouse's income to help you. And most people tell me, but I got insurance at work. Yeah, but you only got a $10,000 policy. Why? Well, that's only enough to bury you. It's only enough to bury you.
Or it used to be.
Well, yeah.
10,000 doesn't buy a lot these days.
No. I have had experiences in the past where, people don't call me. They don't take my advice, or they take my advice and things happen. One of my dearest friend, Erasmo Banda, good man. He lived in the city of Westlaco, passed away. I couldn't sell him too much because he had Agent Orange.
Oh yeah.
Things from Vietnam. Vietnam. So the most we could sell him was a $5,000 policy. Good thing he already had his cemetery plots bought out, and and I told him, you know what, the next thing is that we need to get you a funeral plan, because that way both of these will pay and your wife won't have a problem. Well, the day he passed away, I got a call from the wife, the spouse, saying, Mr. Rubio, my husband passed away. And it really hurt my heart, because most of my clients become my friends, and and they call me and we joke and we talk about this or that. And so lo and behold, I went to the funeral home and I helped them do the arrangements. And on my way home, I get a call. Mr. Rubio, this and this is happening, and Junior's doing this and this and that. Okay, what's going on? He wants a better casket. Oh no, that's not a problem. Let me turn around. So it took me another 15 minutes just to turn the car around, get to the funeral home, and I asked the director, hello, well, what's going on? Well, Mr. Rubio, her son wants a better casket. Oh, okay. She has 5 kids, and how much is the difference? Well, the difference is $2,500 for the better casket. Okay. So there's still no problem here. What I need is $500 from each one of you right now to give me $500 to give to the funeral director so we can have a better casket. Mm-hmm. Well, of course, you know how that goes. No, pues no tengo. I don't have the money. No tengo. Okay. None of the other 4 have it? No. Okay. Mm-hmm. What about you? It's still not a problem. I need a $2,500 check or a credit card. I know you don't got cash, so it's either check or credit card.
Right.
And the guy tells me, well, I don't have it. Okay, you don't have it. So what's the problem? My dad deserved a better casket. I understand that. But we're at the point that there's no money for the casket.
Someone has to pay for it.
Somebody has to pay for it. Your mom is going through all this grief. Your brothers and sisters are going through the grief. And you're the one that doesn't want this casket. You want a better one. So you pay for it. Well, I don't have the money. Then stop complaining. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm sad to say that the real problem was not that he wanted a better casket. The real problem was that, I didn't call Daddy, and I never called him. I never went to look at him. I was always working.
Regret.
It was the regret that was eating him up. And I'm sad to say these things are also a part of life. So nowadays, I tell them, okay, I'm selling Mom and Dad this much. Do you want to purchase an extra policy just in case? Some will say yes. Some will say no. Some will send me to that place that you know where it is. Starts with 4 letters, HELL.
Right.
But you know what? It is what it is. You do the best you can when you can. So that's my job. I'm here to facilitate you with something that most won't. I am insuring you in a face amount of money, a face amount that will supplement a need that's there. Whether we want to acknowledge that the need is there or not, that is totally up to the client. I recently last year had a client call me crying. He said, Mr. Rubio, thank you for convincing my husband to purchase a life insurance policy. He just had an accident and he died. He was working in Georgia because, of course, you know how it is. If you can't find a job here where you live, you have to go up north. Else. You have to look for where the work is. And instead of buying a home over there, which is totally more expensive, he goes and rents it with other people, and they work at their place for a time. This word is called migrant workers. Okay? This is something that most of the country doesn't know what that means. Migrant worker is a person that lives in one area but has to travel to a different area to work and then comes back during a certain period of the year. And of course, that's what makes them a seasonal worker, a migrant worker.
Yeah.
So lo and behold, he died in an accident. The company, of course, paid the whole life policy, plus it had an additional amount of money. I cannot disclose how much. And we paid the claim. The lady was happy because at least this was going to supplement.
Yeah, support her for a while. Until she's able to get on her feet.
Other people don't understand this. Those of us that work, we are what is called a money machine. And as long as we work, what do we produce? Money, paca, la machaca, in Spanish.
Yeah.
And if you don't work, si no trabajas, there's no money. Mm-hmm. Unemployment will only give you so much money, and then it runs out. So we have to go out and work. And of course, the life insurance supplemented. She paid off whatever little was left over on the mortgage of their house, and the rest was for her family, for her and her family to live on. She still has to work, but can you imagine he didn't have anything?
The burden to pay those bills.
The burden to pay all of that.
Children, make sure they have
I recently had another client. Unfortunately, we are in a period where we have to be careful. My client lives in the city of Westlaco. The man died of COVID. His wife had COVID. His children had COVID. Guess what? He only lasted 4 weeks and he died. We paid a nice amount of money, which was enough to pay off the mortgage completely.
Wow.
So the lady didn't have that problem no more. By this month, she's going to start getting that supplement from the government for her 4 children. Wow. So she doesn't have to worry about him not being here. This will help her out. This will not bring him back. But you know what? This will supplement.
And that's another thing we'll be talking about in these live streams, because COVID-19 threw everything out of whack, especially in the insurance. It's a lot different now once you're found out that you have contracted the virus, or if it's in your system, if you tested positive.
Most companies now have an additional questionnaire on their life insurance policies asking them, have you had COVID? When did you have it? What was the result? Some people were sent home, and some people were hospitalized.
Yeah.
Some people died at home. Some people died at the hospitals, but some people survived. And the word is survive because some of them, their health has not gotten better at all. Now they have heart problems, they have kidney failure, they have, breathing problems, they don't qualify for a standard policy anymore. And it's now harder for them to get it. Why? Because their health changed. Recently, one of my companies told me, hey, you know what? We're going to change it from a year to 60 days. If they had COVID and within 60 days they weren't hospitalized and they're okay, we can go ahead and insure them. But if they were hospitalized and something's not totally there, but they're out, we're going to wait 90 days and then we're going to have to pull medical records. So I tell people, if you're healthy, get it now. It's inevitable for us to get sick from something, but
or an accident.
The younger you are, the less expensive it is. The way it works is this way. Mr. Rubio, which is the best policy? Is it whole life? Is it term? Is it variable life? And they start mentioning, universal life. They start mentioning all these policies, and I tell them, look, it's so simple. It's as simple as this. It doesn't matter if it's whole life, term, or any of the others. What's important is that you have something the day something happens. And that's the plain truth. And a lot of people leave their job saying, no, well, I have life insurance at work, and I'm going to keep it after I leave. That is also very not possible, because most people only pay a third or a fourth of what the insurance is really valued at, because they're getting it at a group rate. And lo and behold, I'm no longer in the group. I'm not in the group. So what happens? You don't get that group rate anymore. Now you have to pay regular price. Oh, and by the way, I'm older. Oh, and by the way, I'm a little overweight. Oh, by the way, I smoke. All of those are factors. All of those are factors. And I'm here to help you out, weed out through all these factors and just do the best job I can for you. And of course, I talk to you, I sit down with you, we strategize a plan, and we do the best we can for you. And of course, what dictates most things is how much can we afford. And I've said it before. I've got clients that pay $20, $30 a month. I've got clients that pay over $2,000 a month. But because they have so much need and they have things, and life changes, and sometimes I look at my client and I say, what are you doing? I've gotten clients that call me. I'm 60 years old, Mr. Rubio, and I just purchased a $150,000 house. But you're going to retire in 5 years. How can you be doing this? You should have already purchased the house and lived in it. Oh no, I want something better. I can understand this. But now you're not as young, you're not as healthy, and it's going to cost you. But why is it going to cost me? It's going to cost you because you're older. You probably have health issues.
Higher risk
for the companies, and I can only insure you so many years because our life expectancy for men is 72 and the women are 75 or 77, something like that, And like I keep telling people, but why, Mr. Rubio? Because men live less than women. And how does that work? Well, it's easy. They send us to work and they send us to the war. So that's what kills us off.
Yeah.
Imagine you're the head of the household, and if you're a responsible person, my wife, my kids, my home. Those are the first things. Your wife, your kids. That's the important thing. And then you have to have a plan for everything. There's two ways of doing things. You plan to succeed, or you don't plan and you fail. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Well, Mario did ask how many times we're going live. And as they put there, we're hoping to do this at least twice a week for sure on Tuesdays, 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, because we're here in the great state of Texas.
Yes, Yahoo.
Oh, yeah.
The big state of Texas. Yahoo. So as we're going into these classes, we're going into these sessions, live streaming, feel free to tell your friends. Feel free to tell them, hey, you know what? There's this guy on TV that, or our web
on
channel.
Twitch,
on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, yeah.
No,
Twitch,
YouTube, and
Facebook.
Yeah.
That's going to answer most of your questions, or you can just fill out that application there and ask me
on
personally
RubenRubioTX.
on RubenRubioTX. This is my situation. This is my circumstance. Can you help me? And of course, I'll gladly be there to help you out. And this coming weekend, it looks like I'm going to the great city of Laredo, Texas.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've got a client.
Oh yeah.
Who has 2 roommates. They're both truck drivers, three truck drivers, and one of them is interested in getting some life insurance for him and his spouse. He lives in the city of Del Rio. Wow. I can't go to Del Rio. It's a little bit far.
Yeah.
I have clients in Midland. I have clients in El Paso, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Waco. It's Waco, not Wacko. But, and I deal with clients, and we're going to sit down, we're going to talk. But, what really hurt them was this. There was 3 in one apartment. That third guy that just recently passed away 2 weeks ago. He was a truck driver. He drove up from Dallas. He did a load. He came back to Laredo, and he was sick. He was sick. He hadn't seen the buddies because they're always on the road.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what? I'm just going to go home. I just don't feel right. Of course, he thought he just had a cold. And he went home, and that's all he wrote.
Wow.
You have COVID when it's dry. There's no mucus. You're having trouble breathing. Your heart pulses a lot. It's not like a regular cold. It's not like when you get a fever that you're sweating and you have cold sweats, and you're sneezing and you just feel terrible. No, you feel terrible, but nothing's coming out. There's something wrong. This thing is really damaging people. And it doesn't affect us all the same. I know people that had COVID and they didn't even know they had it, but they passed it on to people. So the guy went home, and he went home to die in Mexico.
Wow.
No life insurance. He was the only support for his family, his wife and kids.
Wow.
Of course, any of you who are truck drivers, you know that you make a nice, decent amount of money, but he's no longer there for that money to go to his wife and kids. That is why it's so important to leave what I've been telling you, a legacy. What very little or a lot that you want to leave behind, that is going to leave a mark in your family. They'll say, you know what, Dad loved me so much that he left me so much money to pay for my college, to pay for my livelihood, to pay for my mom, to pay for my brothers. He loved me enough to do this. Or do you want to be left with an image of, Daddy didn't give a hoot about me. He didn't take care of me. The day he died, he left us nothing except for a big bill. And unfortunately, I get that a lot. Being here in the valley, I am sorry. I cannot have compassion when I drive down the street and they're in a corner. We're selling plates because my dad passed away, my mom passed away. We need you to buy a couple of plates or give me a donation. With $20, $30, which is not very much, I can give you something to at least bury you. depending on your age and your height and weight and all these factors, and just sit down with me and talk to me, and I can help plan something. It doesn't take a lot of money to make a lot of money. It just takes a smart look at what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah. To be prepared for the future.
To be prepared for the future. I recently had a client. I sold him and his family 15 years ago. This is a big guy. He's a truck driver. And he told me, Mr. Rubio, I don't want to spend more than $50. What? I don't want to spend more than $50. So he purchased a little bit of whole life, some term, and then something for his child. His wife didn't qualify because she was already diabetic. She was under 30 years old when I sold him. And she didn't qualify because she was already insulin dependent diabetes. So I told her, well, we can go with another product. It's going to be a little more expensive, but you have to be on your own. So lo and behold, I get a letter from the company. I go by there and, hey, look, the company's offering you right now, like if it was 15 years ago, convert your policy, no health questions, no physical, no exams. This is perfect for you. And he says, well, I had COVID. Listen to what I just told you. We're converting your policy from term to whole life to do what? To build cash value. Because right now with what you have, that'll be just enough to cover you. But then when you turn at a certain age, you won't be able to convert it because it'll be too expensive. So he argued and haggled with me, and I told him, look, can't you give me a better price? I'm giving you the only price the company can give you.
Yeah.
This is not like we're at the market trying to barter for for beans or for tomatoes or you're trying to buy me a washing machine. Mm-hmm. This is what it is.
Yeah.
So he tells me, after he calls me back after another day, and him and his wife spoke about it, and I believe they got into it a couple of times. Mm-hmm. He calls me, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and convert because I already called around and nobody wants to take me. Right. Because I'm 6'5" and I weigh 370 pounds.
Wow. Yeah.
And I had COVID and now I have problems with my legs and this and that. Well, it is what it is. And of course, he's sitting there and he's telling me, hey, I didn't want to pay $50 back then. Yeah, but now you're going to pay over $200 because we're covering your policy. We're selling your daughter a certain amount, and we're selling your wife, which you didn't buy for her a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So now he's going to pay $200. That's why I tell them, the younger you are, the less expensive. But when, the rubber meets the road, these things happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. I can do about it when it's at the beginning. Afterwards, you're on your own. Yep. Any more questions? Anything you all want to send?
No.
Hey, thank you for supporting RubenRubioTX, and we're here for you. We're streaming live right now. I'm here with my buddy Richard, and we're ready to take any calls, any messages. Just go ahead and tap on that RubenRubioTX.com. Whatever you have on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube and Twitter. Instagram. Yeah.
Twitter's another beast that right now I don't know if we want to get into politics. Because Twitter's kind of like a cage match type.
Oh my God.
Arguing back and forth over. So right now we're going to stick to where we think most people are and willing to have a conversation.
Yeah, I just saw it that Mari PhD says, hey, we said your name. So the younger you are, the better plan you can get, correct? That's why we need to take care of ourselves. Yes, it is, sir. That is the reason that we purchase life All companies fall under the 100-man rule. Saying, what's that? Out of 100 people that are born, only one person is going to make it to the age of 100. The younger you are, the less expensive the cost of the insurance. It could either be whole life or term. The younger you are, the cheaper it is, the less expensive. The older you are, the more expensive it gets because we're getting to that 100-year mark. And of course, there's certain years, especially us men, After you get up to the age of 40, you say, no, I still got it. I can. Oh, did you see that? That lady kept looking at me. She's probably seeing that you forgot to zip up your fly or something like that. Something like that. Or like, did you see how he's dressed? And hopefully his mommy doesn't dress him yet. But that's what happens. There are certain ages where men are more prone to pass away because we have too much confidence in ourselves. And you have to worry about your family. You got to worry for yourself. I have other people that don't have family. Well, how are they going to do it when you pass away? Well, they'll find a way. No. They'll make a way. Most people that pass away don't have an insurance policy. The county that you live in, depending what county you live in, will go and pick up the body. Okay, this is the way it works. Then if your family has property, somebody has to sign off on this. Guess what? They put a lien on your property. The day you want to sell it, hey, there's a lien. Hey, the day you want to pass it on to your kids, okay, there's a lien on your property. You need to pay us so much. But I didn't sign this. No, but that person that didn't have anything, remember that we went and picked up? Yeah, okay. Somebody has to pay for this funeral. And they'll charge it to you. Oh, and by the way, as many of you know, do we mess around with the county? Do we mess around with state government or county government or any type of government? They will charge themselves nice and hefty.
Premium dollar.
Oh, yeah. Whether you like it or not, somebody has to pay. It used to be that people say, well, they'll take care of you. You don't worry about it. No, somebody had to pay for this. Taxpayers are not paying for it. So you have to pay for it. You and I as taxpayers have to pay for it. And then they'll collect from the property. They'll sell the property if you don't pay up. Mm-hmm. Hey, but I didn't know there was a lien. Oh, you know now. And you're going to pay, and you're going to pay nice. Yep. Nice and hefty. So, that's the way life works.
Sad but true.
Sad but true, yes. But we're here. We're here if you...
To help you out.
To help you out. Any questions, anything you need to know. I would like to thank all the Mesas, all the Rodriguezes that are listening to us, all the other people that that called, the Reyeses, and thank you for streaming live with us. I would like to shout out to everybody in Texas. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. Thank you.
And just remember, you can find us if you go to RubenRubioTX's.com. We have our social media linked up on top. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. And if you have questions you'd like us to answer live on the stream, we also have a contact form there where you can ask your questions. And if you think you need life insurance or you need someone to help you plan out for your future and for your family's future, there's also a place where you can schedule an appointment, a phone appointment, of course, with Ruben Rubio right here. And he'll be glad to take your calls, take your requests, and try to help your family out with all the resources that he's able to provide you.
Yes, and we do Spanish also. También hablamos español. Sí. So,
yo poquito, pero
yeah.
I'm not going to be
whatever you want to know, we can answer to the best of our ability, and we're here to help you out. Yeah. Okay, so don't be timid, don't be afraid. Just sign up and ask away. We're here. That is why we're here. This is really for the public to help you out. We have found that there's I guess there's none that is doing what we're doing right now. Nobody out there is there to help you out in a time of need. Nobody's there to tell you, hey, how do I do it? My mom and dad are sick, and what do we need to do? How do I get by this? Hey, that is why we're here. How can somebody help me? I am here to help you. How can somebody give me advice? We are here to advise. Take advantage of my 30 years of service. That's what we're trying to push out there. Get somebody to help you. Somebody that knows what they're doing. I'm doing this every day. I get calls on Fridays through Mondays and Saturdays, Sundays, 7 days a week. I get calls from my clients. And some people that are not my clients yet. And I go out there and I help them because that's what we do. So my job is to make sure that you don't fall under that financial burden. And it's horrible to have a financial burden. You know, it's just terrible, terrible. You know,
and just make sure to keep an eye out on RubenRubioTX.com, and we'll be posting when we're going to go live. But for right now, for sure, we will be here on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, going over different topics, different situations, different issues. You know, I mean, things are changing in the government, so we got to be aware of those changes and how it affects, you know, insurance policy rates.
And how it affects you, you know. And that's why we're here. And if you like what you see, go ahead and tell your friends.
Yeah.
If you don't like what you see, don't tell anybody.
Right.
Okay? So,
well, thank you for joining us here at RubenRubioTX. And make sure you like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Instagram and Twitch.com at RubenRubioTX across those social medias. And I guess we'll be seeing you.
We'll be seeing you when we see you. Now remember, every week we'll be talking about whatever you want to ask. I ask away.
Yes.
This is for you to help yourself. We're here to help yourself, to help you.
Yeah.
Now, from time to time, you're going to see me, you know, the way I'm dressed. But from time to time, you're going to see some surprises are coming along. This is not the WWE, so don't worry about that, you know. But we're here to help you out, you know. And if you're an agent and you have questions, because I feel sorry to say this, but I have friends that are agents that tell me, you know, Mr. Rubio, my manager hasn't trained me in this area, because they ask more specific questions because they know what they're asking, but their company leaders don't know how to answer. I tell them, look, you just follow the company protocol. Each company has a manual where it determines to them how to correctly ask the question, how to correctly fill out the information, how to correctly do the paperwork that needs to be done. It is very sad that most agents, like I've been telling you, will only go and pick up an application and you'll never see them again. Isn't that sad? Or they give you a 1-800 number and all you do is get what? Hey, nobody answers. I keep leaving messages. Nobody's called me back. You know, I just have a client who his mother passed away 3 months ago. And he said, you know what, Mr. Rubio, I have a separate life insurance policy. I have one with you, but I have this other company and I don't even know what their name is. And I have to mail them a check every month. And what are your benefits? I don't know. And do you know what you have? Not really. Please contact them. Get the information. Ask for a copy of their contract that they should send you. At least they should send you a policy service sheet telling you, hey, this is the coverages, this is what you have. And I can read it out and we can figure out if it's to your benefit to keep with them or if it's not. And unfortunately, most of the time I find that these people have a policy that's an accident policy. So if you die because of natural causes, it's not going to pay a dime. And then I have other clients that say, well, this is a disability insurance. Okay, disability insurance most of the time goes up to the age of 55. After that, you don't have anything, or 60, depending on the company. But you keep paying for it. And they don't know they're paying for something that's no good anymore. Several times, I found policies out there, the people that are paying on an accident policy, and they're way beyond the age of when they were covered. But because they did not know that they literally had to write a letter saying, I am at this age, am I still covered? And if I'm not covered, please stop charging me. And people are paying $30-$40 for a policy that's not even good. Who's making money off of that? The insurance company, not the client. The client passes away and they're not going to get a dime.
Yeah. Because
there are specific reasons and rules for everything in life. If you lived for a good time, you must understand, you need to be smart about how you spend your money. This is what motivates everything in the world. There's a scripture that says that the love of money is the root of all evil. But the love of money, not money, okay? If you're in love with money, you have a problem. But you know that money is there to pay this and that. It'll either make you happy or it'll make you sad. And we want people to be happy because the legacy is there for you. Okay, this is Ruben Rubio.
Well, before I finish, just going to answer Maury's question real quick.
Okay.
The streams will be anywhere from 30 minutes to who knows how long.
Yes.
Depends on how many questions come in. And for the most part, if you have questions, it'd be easier if you go to RubenRubioTX's and click on Ask a Question. That way we can filter through the questions, make sure we're not getting repeat questions, and make sure we're not revealing any personal information. It'd be a lot easier that way, and that way we'll have them ahead of time, have a list. But if it does come to it, we may be able to answer questions on the fly, but it's better to be prepared because some questions require more research to make sure.
And some questions are, just a little bit more in the private side,
Yeah.
You love your wife, you love your kids, and you want to do the best for them. Plus, at the same time, you don't want to confuse yourself. Some people ask the same question, but different ways. It's like when you go to college, you would fill out the application or you fill out the questionnaire when you're doing a test, and like, this is the same as question number 3. And they're repeating it, but asking it a different way. You just got to take things the way they are, and we're here to help you to the best of our ability. And like I was telling Richard here, hey, if there's a question where I get a little stumped, I don't have a problem. I just get my manual, I read through it, I research it. If I still don't understand the question too well, I just call my underwriting departments and they'll tell me, oh yes, Mr. Ruby, this and this and this and this and this and this. So that way I get, a correct answer. And now remember, some of these questions are legal. So some of them I can answer and some I cannot answer. So that's why we're here to help you out.
So just remember like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitch and Instagram, follow us there, and like and subscribe on YouTube, and just make sure you have RubenRubioTX.com saved. We'll be posting when our live stream schedule is, and we hope to see you next time, especially Tuesdays
at 3
o'clock Central Standard Time here in Texas.
Yeah, this is not the Bat Channel, but we're here for you, okay?
All right, you all have a great week and stay safe.
Yes, may the Lord bless you. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Ruben Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros live stream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible.